Good morning, Angela. It's Monday, March 4th, and I really liked your incredibly long video. I think it's probably the best video that's ever been uploaded to YouTube, ever, in fact. It was just fantastic, and it made me laugh, and it made me miss you. And those are great ways to wake up in the morning, I think. So I have several things to talk about today, and I'm just going to go through in order. The first one I have is to talk about New Jersey, and specifically this part of New Jersey, which is really nice. Just outside Philadelphia. It's the eastern Jersey Shore part of Jersey that is really shitty and full of douchebags and horrible people. This part of New Jersey is quite nice, and I think you would like it. It's kind of like Davis, except not quite as nice, but it's a lot bigger and a lot more spread out and a lot more difficult to navigate because it's not a grid, and roads that are aligned just tend to start being not aligned the further you go along them. And in this part of New Jersey, there are a whole bunch of little tiny, small townships and cities. Like the office is in Barrington, and my hotel is in Deptford, and Nick lives in Cherry Hill or something like that. And they're all right next to each other, and each one has its own little downtown. And all the downtowns are pretty cool and have awesome looking restaurants that I haven't eaten at, except apparently for downtown Barrington, which is where I went for dinner last night and got pizza. And the pizza was good, but it was really kind of hole in the wall, not the greatest looking sketchy restaurant. I was in an earthquake yesterday, as you guys have to point out, so suck it, because I know you kind of wanted to experience an earthquake, and I've never experienced one that I can remember. The only other earthquake I've ever been in was when I was 1 year old, or actually not even 1 year old, in San Francisco in 1989, when there was that really gigantic scale 8-point-something earthquake, which is huge, and my mom was pushing me around in a stroller. This is how you push a stroller when there's an earthquake, anyway. And she said that there was a semi-truck on the ground, and it lifted up off the ground and then set back down. So that was a pretty big earthquake. And Nick was actually there too. I found out yesterday because we were talking about it. And other than that, there was an earthquake that happened one time when I was in Seattle, but we didn't feel it because we were too far away from where it happened. All that happened in my aunt's house was the chandelier above the kitchen table just kind of went like this a little bit, and then it stopped. So that was not exciting. The one yesterday was exciting, and I can't remember if I told you exactly what happened when it was going on. So I was on the phone with a customer, and I'm like trying to write something down about what this guy wants, and my desk starts shaking. Not very much. And I'm trying to write, and I just think like one of the people near me is like shaking the cubicle or something, not to like be annoying, but they're just leaning against it and moving or something, and I'm like, well, this is making it a little hard to write, and I look up at the guy that sits next to me, and I'm like, oh, he's not at his desk, so I turn around, like, oh, everyone is leaving the building, and I'm still on the phone with the guy. I'm like, there's an earthquake happening, and we're evacuating the building, so I need to go. Call me back my extension, blah, blah, blah. I just hung up and got the hell out. And it turns out, I found out today, that when there's an earthquake, the one thing you're absolutely not supposed to do is evacuate the building you're in. That's like the worst thing you can do, and I don't remember why, but you're not supposed to do that. But when the earthquake happened, our safety and compliance officer was not in the building, and even if he was, we probably would have just all evacuated because earthquakes don't happen here, and none of us knew what to do. And I was just following everyone else. So it's not my fault that we did the wrong thing. And fortunately, it was a small earthquake, so it wasn't a big deal anyway. This video's already been like almost as long as yours. That's awesome. Alright, yesterday on the way home, I was listening to the radio. I found a radio station here that I like. It's a rock station, and they do some heavier stuff too. But in the evenings, they do this 12-pack thing where they play 12 songs in a row with no commercials. I didn't actually have a long enough drive to listen to all 12 of them, but they say it while it's happening. And each 2 songs are by the same artist, so they'll play like 2 songs by someone and 2 songs by someone else. And they played 2 songs by Rise Against, I don't know if you can hear the screaming children out in my hall, but there are screaming children out in my hall. So they played 2 songs in a row by Rise Against, and I liked both of them quite a bit. I don't know what the name of the first one was, but the second one was called Savior, and I think you should look it up on iTunes because I think you would like it. And everyone compares. Okay, I'm going to say this. It might not actually be true, but I think everyone compares Rise Against and Views a lot, and I didn't really think they sounded that similar. They're definitely quite different. All right, moving on to talking about the vlog. If we're going to do this, do you think we should stick to a preset schedule, like do the first year Brotherhood 2.0 thing where we alternate weekdays, and then we can skip the weekends because we're just talking to each other all the time on weekends anyway because we don't have work to do on our school. Should we do every other day, 7 days a week? Should we do it a little less frequently, like alternating Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, or something like that? And I'll let you decide because and we can wait and see until excuse me. We can wait until your semester starts to make that decision, I guess. But yeah, that's just something to talk about. I'm fine with doing it every day, even if we include weekends. But we can leave weekends out. It's probably a little unnecessary since we talk to each other so much over the weekend. Do you think we should impose a time limit? I mean, I'm already at 6.5 minutes. So we're obviously not doing a very good job so far of keeping these short. Just something to think about. And do you think we should make the videos public? In which case we should probably get a dedicated YouTube channel to share, in which case there'd have to be a little bit of trust involved to not watch the video until the next day. Another thing to think about, who knows, if we keep doing this for a year, we might become popular. We might also get a lot better at making videos. I mean, I'm doing this in one take on my really bad laptop webcam and even a worse laptop microphone. I loved your segment, the crazy California thing. That's hilarious, and I really look forward to it. And I'm gonna have to come up with my own segment. And I have a couple ideas, but they're not really awesome. So I'll keep you updated on that. This evening I got to try a New England delicacy, which is called water ice, which is a ridiculous name for a frozen treat ever. But it's hard to explain. It's kind of like halfway between a slushy and a sorbet. You can scoop it and plop it down like a sorbet, but it kind of has the texture of a slushy, but the flavor quality of a really good sorbet. And it's really delicious, and you would have loved it. And I got what is called a gelati, which is a layer of water ice, a layer of frozen custard, a layer of water ice, a layer of frozen custard, and then a layer of water ice. And the number of layers depends on the size, but that's how many I got. So I had mango water ice, and then vanilla frozen custard, which was delicious, and then strawberry lemonade frozen ice, and then vanilla frozen custard, and then peanut butter chocolate water ice. And that was an interesting experience, peanut butter chocolate, because I've definitely never had peanut butter chocolate in a texture like that before, like a slushy or a sorbet or something that has that kind of watery texture as opposed to creamy like ice cream. And it was really good, and you would have loved the strawberry lemonade and the mango and the chocolate peanut butter for that matter, and the vanilla frozen custard. Frozen custard's really awesome. It's kind of like ice cream, but it's super thick and kind of has a texture like melted marshmallow, sort of. That might sound not very appealing, but believe me, it is appealing. So yes, water ice, delicious. If you ever come out here, you should have some. I love you. This is a long video. It's not as long as yours, but it's still long. Man, I'm really nailing this ending, aren't I? Well, okay. So, I love the vlog. I want to keep doing this because I love seeing your face when I wake up in the morning and you're not here. Wherever here is for me. I guess another thing to think about if we start doing these constant vlogs is, would we still do videos even when we're with each other, even though that wouldn't be that often? Yeah, I love you. and I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, August 25th.